I'd like to take advantage of these short video segments to respond to actual letters that I've received from you, the constituents.
Jason from Northville writes, Dear Senator Kolbeck, as a constituent that works in the construction industry, I urge you to support Right to Work in Michigan. Right to Work will create jobs, stimulate the economy, and put Michigan citizens back to work.
Jason, I couldn't agree with you more on Right to Work. Michigan, in our last census in 2010, was the only state in the nation that lost population. The only state. And when you actually dig into the numbers and you try to figure out where they're going, by almost a 3-to-1 margin, they're going to Right to Work states, not forced unionization states. So the reason that they're going to those states is because that's where the jobs are, and that's where the good paying jobs are. So a lot of folks said it's too divisive to go off and take up legislation like freedom to work. Well, I think it's about time that we started looking at how divisive the current policy of forced unionization is. It's that current policy that's breaking up families and forcing kids to go out of state to go off and find their employment. They go off and raise their families out of state. And meanwhile, grandparents are sitting back here in Michigan and families are separated when they should be working together to bring up the extended family. So I reject the idea that it's too divisive to take up, and I'm glad Michigan became the 24th right to work state. Furthermore, I just want to highlight that the economics, you're spot on with the economics. And here's one simple fact that you get into discussion of people that actually set up jobs in different states. They actually, when a new company wants to look at setting up shop in a particular state, one of the first things they do is hire a site selection consultant. That site selection consultant is like a matchmaker. They go off and connect the dots between a state or a specific region of the state or specific communities in the state to a prospective employer. And half the time that you get engaged in these discussions, if a state is not a freedom to work or right to work state, you don't go any further into discussions. That state is thrown off the table. And so now what we've done with the passage of freedom to work is we've removed one more block one more blockade, if you will, from bringing in more jobs here in the state of Michigan. And I can tell you already, we've got companies that have stayed here in Michigan because they see a sea change in Michigan. They see that we're serious about bringing jobs into the state, and I'm proud to have been a leading proponent of the passage of freedom to work here in the state of Michigan.